about that. But let's look back, if we can, a little bit to last week, because it's always important to remember it's not just cabinet ministers who lose their job, but often the staff who work with them as well. Last week was a pretty brutal week for many within government, it's fair to say.
It was brutal and bizarre in equal measure. You're in the office one day, still clearing things, clearing what the department's putting in front of you, still giving advice up until the very end, even when you can see what's happening around you. The government is in collapse mode. But you come into this game knowing that you can be in 1 minute, out the next. You roll with the punches. So I was given my marching orders that night as well, and now added to the government's unemployment statistics. So an enforced sabbatical is what we're on.
Well, indeed, apparently there's lots of job vacancies, so hopefully you should be all right. So it's all about the government. In saying that, I mean, what was it like towards the end, in the sense that many people felt the Prime Minister was slightly delusional, that he still thought up until clearly that Wednesday night that he could hold on, even as you say, the government seemed to be falling apart?
I mean, I think it was just generally sad. I was sad for Michael to lose his job in the way that he did. I was sad for the PM to finally accept the reality of what was happening around him. The government was collapsing, and it just came to a point where you can't fill the seats that you need to run the government. But he was a brilliant leader, a brilliant communicator. No one will forget what Boris did for this country, what he did for the Conservative Party in getting that 80-seat majority. It is just a shame, and as I said, incredibly sad that it ended the way that it did. But we have to move on, and we're doing that right now with a new leader.
Is the Conservative Party moving on, though? Because the fear is, of course, given the way the Prime Minister's been removed, and he made reference to the fact that, it was not clearly his decision, that the divisions that we've seen grow in the last kind of 6 months, they'll be very difficult to heal, won't they? Maybe nigh impossible this side of the general election.
Well, if you go back to, I mean, I've been around quite a while now, and from 2016 we had the debates around Brexit, we had the divisions within the party. COVID, put a lot of pressure on people. MPs, of course, having particularly different views about some of the restrictions that were put in place. I think we've gone through a long period now of division within the Conservative Party. What we need now is someone that whoever wins, and there are 8 great candidates, and I'll say that there are 8 great candidates whilst I'm still unemployed. Whoever it is, they will be able to bring the country together. They'll bring the party together and get on with making the difficult decisions, because there is going to be difficult decisions that need to be taken in the months and years ahead, and they will steer us through and win the next general election.
In saying that, your old boss is backing Kemi Badenoch. Why is that? Why is Michael pipped for her?
Kemi is brilliant, and she's a fantastic minister. She was a brilliant minister at the Department for Levelling Up. She was also brilliant at the Treasury. And I think she is ultimately, Kemi and MPs that are in ministerial posts, as Kemi is too, are the future of the party. There's no doubt about that. And I think he sees in her someone that is tough-talking, won't take any wokery nonsense, and will be able to be a clean break and a breath of fresh air for the party and the country.